everyone, and welcome back to Southeast Iowa Video Network's Community Profiles. I'm your host, Greta Clemens, and we are powered by KCTC. The library is back. They have some fun and exciting things going on this week, so we are going to chat with them. I know you guys have been on before, but just real quick introduction who you are, and then we'll just jump right in.
Sure. I'm Cary and Siegfried, and I'm the library director.
And I'm Alison Greiner, and I'm a children's librarian.
Awesome. Well, welcome back. It's always fun to have you guys. So you mentioned that it is the Week of the Young Child. So.
It is. The Week of the Young Child is from April 5th to the 11th, and it's kind of hosted and sponsored by the National Association for the Education of Young Children. And, you know, the purpose is to kind of emphasize the importance of early childhood education and the role that it plays in successful futures. So,
and it's a national type holiday?
National
okay.
Thing. Yeah.
Very cool.
And you know, we fit into that because what I think the National Commission on Reading has said for a long time that the single most important factor influencing a child's early educational success is introduction to books and being read to at home prior to beginning of school. So, you know, that kind of sets the stage for the rest of a child's life.
Yeah, very true. I know, like, when having a kid and reading all the maternity books and early baby books, like, read to your kids. So it's drilled in and
absolutely
drilled in early. So awesome. So it is April 5th through the 11th, so happening right now. So what things do you have going on?
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about a couple of the programs that we have at the library that are really focused on early learning, and both of them are supported and funded through the Washington Free Public Library Foundation.
Oh, cool.
So, you know, we wouldn't be able to do those without the support of our foundation, and the Washington County Riverboat Foundation actually helped us first start one of those programs too. So we have great support in our community for the things.
Can't do it without them.
Absolutely. So one of those is 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten, and so you know it's what it says. The goal is to try to read 1,000 books to your kid before they start kindergarten. And you know, if you think about reading to your child in picture books, there are words that you'll find in a picture book that you're not going to find in everyday life.
True, yeah.
You know, you can probably look at just about any picture book, and it's like, if I hadn't read that book, I probably never would have said this word to my child, and they wouldn't have heard it before they went to school. So the more reading you do, the more they're exposed to language. So we started 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten, almost 3 years ago, and that was with the support from the Washington County Riverboat Foundation, and we started it out by putting together, do we have 50 backpacks?
I believe so.
Yeah, so we have 50 backpacks, and they're stuffed with 10 books each. And some of them have themes, and like the bears, or ABCs and 1, 2, 3 concepts. So that kind of thing. So there are kind of some themes going on there, and the idea is a lot of times as a new parent, you're looking at our big picture book collection and you don't know where to start. And so, the purpose of the backpacks is to try to provide parents with, this is a start. These are all really good books to be able to read to your children. So this gets you started. Maybe you start recognizing some authors' names and that kind of thing, and then you're ready to kind of jump into it yourselves. But, if you check out all 50 backpacks, that's 500 books, so you're like half there. And so people get us incentives along the way. So at every 100-book milestone, family can come in and they get a little brag tag showing what milestone they get.
Cool.
When they get the first 100 books, they get a lanyard, 1,000 books lanyard, and then they can put their brag tags on that. When they get to 500 books, they get a book bag that they can carry their books back and forth with. And they also, along the way, they get to pick free books for their own library, too.
Oh, very cool.
So, and, then when they reach that 1,000, we take their picture and make a big deal out of it.
Put a little
and-
nameplate in a book of their choice, and
That is super cool.
Yeah, so we have a lot of parents who are working towards that, and it just kind of provides a good framework for reading to your child and a goal for those parents.
Yeah.
Good goal setters.
That's a great goal. I was just going to ask, what age can this start, or do you recommend it's birth?
I mean,
okay.
we
I
think parents should read to their kids.
I haven't
from
got to
the
get
time
in there. I got to get a
they're born.
backpack.
Yeah, I think my daughter was reading Harry Potter to her child before he was born.
Yep.
Even.
They got to know. They got to know Harry Potter. So awesome. So you can start that at any age. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So, and the backpacks that is an amazing idea. I was actually just in there the other day with my daughter, and she likes books, but I'm like, I have no idea what book to get her. Yeah, it's a lot, which is amazing. We have that many books, but yeah, that's a really good idea.
And so we have a tracker called Beanstack, so a parent can track their books online, or they can just take paper. We have paper tracking sheets, and so they can take them home, or they can do both if they want to. If they need that visual thing to put up on the refrigerator and see where they are, then they can do that, but they can also do it online too.
Nice, very nice. So you have to register or have a library card.
Yes.
To do this.
Yeah.
And does the parent get it, or does the child get their own?
Either
or how,
one.
It doesn't
Your
matter.
child
Okay.
can get a library card at any age.
Okay.
Some parents, if they have several children, they prefer to keep everything on one card. But then we have other families who we want a card for every kid. And, get the kid to be, obviously not when they're a baby, but by the time they're 4 or 5, they're responsible for their library card.
Yeah.
Knowing where it is and bringing it to the library.
put it in their little lanyard.
Saying they're with their brag tags in there.
Exactly.
Very cool.
Exactly. So then the second program that we just launched, maybe a month ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that's called Dolly Parton's Imagination Library. And so you may have heard that before. And, that's something that Dolly Parton and the Dollywood Foundation started many, many years ago. I mean, I remember it from at least 10, 12 years ago with other libraries. And that's where if you have a child from age birth up to age 5, you can sign up for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and they will send you a free book every single month until your child's 5th birthday.
Wow.
And they are good books.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think,
like a free book, what is it?
No, but these are really good books. And so the key to that is you have to have a nonprofit partner that is basically paying for that, partnering. Obviously, the Dollywood Foundation kicks in quite a lot of support to that, too. But you have a local nonprofit partner that is basically funding per child. So for every child who signs up within your geographical area, our foundation kicks in a certain amount of money on a monthly basis to be able to pay for that. And we're really lucky. We have a wonderful book club by some ladies in our community, and they had heard of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and they thought that would be such a cool thing to be able to have. We want to help pay for that.
Yeah.
And so one of them is on our foundation board, and so she kind of brought the idea to us and got the rest of the foundation on board, and and so they have all chipped, made donations to our foundation to be able to help pay for that. And so the key is you have to live in Washington County, and in the zip codes 52353, 52201, or 52540. So obviously one of those is Washington, one is Brighton, and one is Ainsworth.
Okay.
Brighton and Ainsworth are kicked in there because they contract with us for library services.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
I know we've had some other cities in the county that are like, well, why not us?
Yeah.
Well, because you chose to contract with somebody other than Washington for library services. Kelowna Public Library also offers Dolly Parton Imagination Library, and so they offer it to Kelowna residents, and I believe they may be expanding to another area in Washington County as well, too. So hopefully maybe someday we'll have the entire county covered. But it's really simple. If you go to our website, find the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library logo, click on it, it'll take you to the page. There's a link that you go to be able to sign up. And so you enter all of your information, show that you live in one, showing that you live in one of those zip codes, and within 6 weeks you'll get your first book.
Very cool. And that's all you have to do?
That's all you have to do.
That is so nice.
Yeah.
I mean, both those programs are amazing, but that's super cool and a fun little gift for your kid every month. And
and I think those two programs just really complement each other.
They do, yeah.
Because obviously, that one book that you get every month kind of builds that anticipation. Oh, I'm going to get something in the mail.
Yes.
That kind of thing. But then 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten helps to create the habit.
Yeah.
And that's what's really important.
Very cool. So for the 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten, do you sign up for it by going into the library?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go into the library. You can also, just download the app.
Oh, okay.
The page too.
Okay.
And get set up. But, obviously if you want to check out one of the backpacks or whatever, you have to come into the library to be able to do that. But
awesome.
The parents can do 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten without actually checking out our books if they have books
That's
at
true.
home or,
That's true.
Other access to other books, and they want to track it, they can use, and they have a library card at least, they can use our Beanstack tracker.
Awesome. Those are so cool. I'm going to definitely check both those out and get my daughter involved. She loves books, so that'll be fun. Very cool. So if you guys are interested in those, make sure you check out their website, their Facebook, or just stop inside and get signed up and get underway with the 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten and the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Make sure I got that right. Awesome. Anything else going on with the Week of the Young Child, or those are the two?
Do you want to talk about artwork?
Yeah, we have some beautiful artwork that the area preschool classes have brought in, and they are displayed in our children's area. So when you come in the library, you can see the artwork, and kind of just take a look around and also see the many beautiful things in our children's area, such as the new books that we have, and there's a little, play garden, and just some really nice space to kind of be in as a family and to be able to check that out. And so we're just kind of celebrating our children in our community, and it's just kind of a fun time to be able to do that.
Yeah, if you guys haven't been to the library and checked out the kids area, it's super cute. You have a little kitchen and little nook, I don't know what to call it. Yeah, fun place and tables so you can color. And Quinn was there the other day and had a blast. So definitely a fun place to go. So if you haven't been, make sure you guys check it out. But yeah, so let's take a quick break, and we come back, we'll chat more with Allison about some other things going on.
In the heart of rural Iowa, where community matters most, the connections we make are made to last. Meet KCTC, your hometown internet, phone, and TV provider. At KCTC, we're not just about technology, we're about people. Our dedicated team are your neighbors, committed to bringing you top-tier services right where you live. We believe in giving back to the community that raised us. Experience the power of a real connection with KCTC. Join us in building a stronger, more connected Southeast Iowa.
At Seafirst Credit Union, we're all about making connections, like how we connect you to that dream vacation with a savings account designed to help get you on the flight there. Connect with Seafirst today and see why together is better.
The Connie and Amanda team is dedicated to giving back to our community by actively engaging with our clients, businesses, and the public. When it comes to helping you find your next home, investment, or commercial space, the Connie and Amanda team is here for you.
Bring the kids, share the memories, celebrate 75 years of traditions at the Midwest Old Threshers Reunion. Relive the magic of steam engines, antique cars, and trucks, tractors, gas engines, and horses. Whether it's your first visit or a cherished tradition, you'll enjoy the delicious foods, the thrill of an Old West shootout, and the excitement of nightly grandstand entertainment. For 75 years, this has been the place where memories are made at the 2025 Midwest Old Threshers Reunion, August 28th through September 1st in Mount Pleasant, Iowa. Visit oldthreshers.com for more details.
Washington County Hospital and Clinics, providing quality health care that puts you first. Whether during a hospital stay, seeing a primary care provider for wellness exams or sick visits, minor surgery to a total joint replacement, or recovering from an injury, we're here when you need us.
More than you expect for your health care. Washington County Hospital and Clinics.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Southeast Iowa Video Network's Community Profiles. I have been chatting with the library about Week of the Young Child, and we were chatting about the Dolly Parton Imagination Library and 1,000 Books Before Kindergarten. So make sure you check that out. The section before the commercial. But now we're going to chat with Alison about some story time that you have.
Yeah, so each week on Wednesday, we have the We Read, which meets on Wednesdays at 10 a.m., and it meets upstairs in one of our meeting rooms, and it is for youth, babies till age preschool, and their caretakers. So that can be grandparents, daycare providers, older siblings, basically someone that brings the child in, and they come to this story hour, and I lead the story hour. So it's just a really nice time to be able to teach the children some literacy skills, and also the caretakers some skills of how to read to your child and do some different activities with your child. There's some specific pieces to it that they change usually every time. There are some that stay the same, like the hello song and those kind of things, to get that repetition and kind of have the kids feel acclimated each time that they come. But we read a story, and I try to use good skills for parents and caretakers to I model sort of how you would read to your children. And then I also add in some music and some movement. So we do a lot of songs that have movement, or, cross body movement, those kinds of things. Because as we know, research says that the brain is growing the most between the ages between 0 and 5 years old. So we want to really hone in on those skills, especially because those skills have been proven to increase children's literacy skills as well. So, the different songs that we sing a lot of times have different syllables, and it helps with like their phonological awareness and just kind of the things that we want them to learn before they're really even reading. So we have, even babies in there that are hearing these patterns, and there are speech patterns, and the speech and reading, correlate. So it's kind of been proven that like the neurological development is a triangle between, this speech, visual, auditory, connection. And so just making that connection and, helping parents to be able to reiterate those connections at home. And then we've also using like shaky eggs and scarves, and it's,
those are always fun.
Really like a lot of fun.
This sounds fun for everybody.
It's a great time. So, we've just really enjoyed it, and we have a lot of people that come in regularly, but then there's a lot of people that, pop in when they can, and it's a really non-threatening, we are just happy to have everybody there. And so I would love to have anybody come that would like to check it out and, share in that fun time with our community. So
you said that's Wednesdays,
and it's at 10 a.m. to 10:30.
Okay.
So, it's
awesome.
a fun half hour.
So do you have to sign up, or can you just show up?
You can just show up.
Okay.
Yeah, this one that we don't have to register for. And, we've got a big meeting room where we can even, open up to another space if we need to. So the more the merrier. So
fun.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like a ton of fun. So if you have any kids or daycare, you need to get your kids out of the house. I know that can be hard, but head to the library and that sounds fun.
Yeah. And then we're also doing a story time once a month. It's the first Saturday of each month, and it meets at 10 o'clock also, and it's a bilingual story time. So
cool.
With Spanish and English, we basically kind of use the same framework as we do with the We Read story time, but we're using songs that are in Spanish, also in English. We are using some finger play type things, so some poems, and just using our bodies and hands to help explore some of the language as well as the literacy factor. So I generally will read. Sometimes I'll read a story in English and then in Spanish, or sometimes it'll be a book that uses both, so it's got both languages. And I've had some helpers that have come in and maybe done the Spanish portion of it. I do appreciate having the native speakers, speak the Spanish, and also kind of integrate some of their own culture into our bilingual story time. However, when that's not feasible, I do speak Spanish, so it's nice to be able to, do both. And it's a really fun time. And this story time is not necessarily limited to preschool age. I haven't had any school age children come yet, but I'm hoping that, if there's maybe some children that would like to come and sort of, maybe learn sort of the other language or just kind of be acclimated to the other language, that's a good opportunity to do that. We had earlier a couple of families that were doing that, and now they're working together. One family is helping the other family teach the other language.
Oh,
so
that's cool. Yeah.
It's really been a neat experience.
Yeah.
And so we're just hoping to sort of create those bonds between our English-speaking and Spanish-speaking families and, just help everyone learn to read. So that's our goal.
Well, those are two really fun and cool different things. So you can dance and read and listen and English and is it just English and Spanish that you do?
Just English and Spanish, it would be really fun to do some other languages.
Yeah.
So if we have any other languages that people can speak, unfortunately, I only probably can do the two. But
Well, that's I didn't know you could speak Spanish, so that's fun.
So it's been fun to be able to use that skill also. But
very cool.
Yeah.
So lots of fun things for your kiddos to get out there and do at the library. They always have an amazing events and different things going on, but these are programs that are here all the time. So make sure you guys get out there and check those out. The story time we read is on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. and the bilingual is the first Saturday at 10 a.m. So you can find more information, I'm sure, on that on your website. So you can check that out. You guys wanted to mention a survey.
Yeah. Well, you had mentioned, getting your kids out of the house and kind of.
Yes.
So that has been a kind of topic that, we've thought about with, the creative minds that we see come into the library. And we've been interested in changing a space that was upstairs in our library. It was originally dedicated to our We Read program or a Storytime program, but we've sort of outgrown that space. And so now we're kind of looking forward to maybe down the road using that space as a place where we can have kids come in and, sort of a play place. We're just not quite sure yet exactly, what route our community would like to take that. So we've put a survey out onto Facebook, and the survey has some suggestions of ideas that we have come up with, and then we also ask for any other thoughts that they may have, and we just want to kind of see what people are thinking, kind of get our minds kind of with the space, what our limitations are or what the possibilities are, and then down the road hopefully be able to use maybe some of our foundation money to make that into a place where kids can come in and be creative and sort of blow off some steam during the day. As we know, parents, you always love that opportunity.
Yes.
But, and that survey can be found on, I believe it's on Facebook. Is it also on our? Okay.
I don't have it on the web page right now. We could definitely put it on the web page for those folks who don't do social media. But play is just another one of those ways that kids learn.
Yeah.
From an adult standpoint, it's like, oh, well, they're just playing.
Yeah.
But play is just so important.
Yes.
So offering some avenues to make that happen, I think, could be really important. We really wish that our whole children's area was bigger than it is, but that's just not really possible. But we've loved to see, families come and just spend a couple hours at the library. Kids building with Legos,
yes.
Playing with the play kitchen,
yes.
reading books, that kind of thing. So it's just really nice to see families use the library as a destination. We're just going to go hang out for a couple hours and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, it's a lot more than just books there. I mean, the books are a big thing, but it's very cool the other things you guys have to offer. So if you have any feedback, suggestions, ideas, check out the survey on Facebook, on their Facebook page, which we'll link below for you so you can easily access that. So
wonderful.
Awesome. Well, I know you guys are back next month. What can we look forward to been?
Yeah, well, Janisa is the other children's librarian, and she's currently on maternity leave. So I'm excited when she will be back because we have already done so much planning for our summer reading program, and so we're excited to be able to share all that we have planned and kind of get that rolling. So we're going to be able to talk about that next time.
Very cool. So make sure you guys tune in next time because I think they'll be here. I want to, if I can read that board, I think it's May 3rd, maybe 2nd. 13th, I'm getting from Peter. I clearly can't read the board, but so it'll be in May, middle of May. So make sure you guys check out that episode and learn more about summer reading. But anything else we've missed you want to share?
I don't think so. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Love seeing all the families and, kids come in the library. It's a real joy to be able to see them enjoy our space and reading.
Yes. And I know I say it almost every time you guys are here, but they have so many things to offer at the library beyond just even kids things. So make sure you check out their website and their Facebook and stay up to date with everything that they have going on because it's a lot and it's amazing that our community has such a valuable place. So thank you guys for joining. It was fun having you as always. And we will see you guys next time. And that's it for this episode. So I'll see you guys next week.